Hello and welcome to VOP Business Show. I'm Joy Adesowa Iromoseli. The Nigerian Communications Commission says the number of active mobile subscription in the country has reached 220,715,961 as of August 2023. Executive Vice Chairman of NCC, Umar Dambata, disclosed this at the 18th Abuja International Trade Fair organized by the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry on Thursday. This year's 12-day edition of the fair has the theme Sustainable Financing and Taxation. Dambata, who was represented by the Director, Consumer Affairs Bureau, Umar Al-Qasim, also said the number of active internet subscribers was 159,034,717, with a broadband penetration of 45.57% as of August 2023. He said the competitiveness of Nigerian businesses depended on their ability to leverage new technologies by acquiring the necessary digital skills to do business on the international scale. He said the NCC's regulatory efforts in deepening access to digital services would benefit Nigeria and make it competitive and comparable with other economies in job creation and contribution to gross domestic production growth. Dambata said the NCC would continue to create a conducive environment to sustain the steady growth of telecom sector. Germany's ambassador to Nigeria, Annette Gunther, has disclosed that Germany-Nigerian trade volume hit 3 billion euros last year. She stated that Germany's main exports to Nigeria are machines with 28%, food products with 20%, and chemical products with 19%, while Nigeria's main exports to Germany are crude oil with 83%, food products 12%, and other raw materials 4%. She also revealed that no fewer than 90 German companies presently operate in Nigeria, creating 17,000 jobs directly and minimum tenfold indirectly. The envoy also noted that all the European Union countries put together have generated around 160,000 jobs in Nigeria. She also stated that Germany has invested over 600 million euros in development projects across all sectors, making it the second biggest donor. This is besides the 620 million euros pledged to Economic Community of West African States. In terms of humanitarian assistance, she stated that Germany remains the second biggest with 50 million euros in 2022 on activities such as protection, food security, health, and shelter that saves lives every day. The federal government plans to cut fugitive methane emissions from the oil and gas sector by 60%. This is coming as the world is fast moving to a carbon-neutral future and as part of the nationally determined contributions policy submitted to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change ahead of the 26th conference in Glasgow, Scotland. The chief executive of Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Gbenga Komolafe, made this known at the annual conference held in Lagos yesterday. He explained that the government has also developed guidelines on the management of fugitive methane and greenhouse gas emissions in the upstream sector to drive the emission reduction and mitigation targets of the NDC, including the establishment of the Energy Transition and Carbon Monetization Regulatory Unit within the Commission to drive the carbon monetization efforts of the upstream sector relaunch of the Nigerian gas flare commercialization program. According to Komolafe, the gas flare commercialization program was aimed at driving Nigeria's target to end routine gas flaring by 2030 in support of the Nigerian Energy Transition Plan. He also stated that the various initiatives reeled out earlier highlighted deliberate actions taken by the Commission in this regard. These initiatives, he stated, were geared towards unlocking the full potentials of Nigeria's upstream petroleum sector, for which the country has begun reaping the rewards. He stated that the Commission is also working alongside security operatives to bring a halt to the menace of crude oil theft, which has over the years contributed to a huge loss of production. He also said the Commission will be leveraging technology to achieve its mandate by ensuring all the processes become fully automated, transparent, and accountable in line with the tenets of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021. Nigerian Payment and Financial Service Company OPay has denied opening any account without an individual or its customers' consent. OPay disclosed this in reaction to claims on social media that the company uses people's phone numbers to open accounts without the consent of the owners. On Tuesday, many people took to their X handle to complain about how they suddenly became owners of OPay account numbers without prior request. Reacting in a statement on Thursday, this company stated that the investigation revealed that some of the numbers involved had at different times in 2019 to 2020 created an OPay account. The company explained that its wallet could only be opened through the Central Bank of Nigeria to establish registration process, which requires the input of one-time password authentication and ID authentication from the user's phone to proceed. OPay is a one-stop mobile-based platform for payment, transfers, loans, savings, and other essential services for every individual. The federal government on Thursday began opening bids from 47 companies for the supply of 1.25 million electricity smart meters funded by the World Bank's $155 million loan. The bid opening is part of the federal government's national mass metering program started in 2021 with the supply of 1 million meters in Phase 0. The Phase 1 of the project, however, failed to kick off as the 200 billion naira funds expected from the Central Bank of Nigeria failed to materialize. This prompted the World Bank intervention of a $500 million loan for the Phase 2, which with the balance $345 million going directly to the electricity distribution company, discussed to fund the expansion of distribution network across the country. Speaking at the opening of the bids in Abuja, the special advisor to the President on Energy, Olu Vehijen, expressed the commitment of the federal government to provide meters for all electricity consumers and estimated billing in the Nigerian electricity market. Also speaking on the program, the Assistant General Manager of the World Bank PIU Transmission Company of Nigeria, Engineer Tukor Musa Bamali, explained that the first set of meters under Phase 2 are expected by June next year. He explained that local companies will be given special consideration as they are allowed to bid up to 15% higher than the foreign companies for the lots available. He expressed optimism that the entire 1.25 million meters would have all been supplied by the first quarter of 2025. The managing director of Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation, Bello Hassan, stated that it has paid about 1.8 billion naira to 29,000 depositors of the recently closed microfinance banks and primary mortgage banks. He disclosed this while giving a speech at the 18th Abuja International Trade Fair on Thursday. While noting that payment was still ongoing, he stated that depositors with funds exceeding the insured limit would get the liquidation dividends after recovery of debts and sale of physical assets of the closed banks. Hassan stated that following the revocation of licenses for 179 microfinance banks and 4 primary mortgage banks by the Central Bank of Nigeria, the NDIC immediately commenced liquidation of the banks and began disbursing insured sums to depositors within just 7 days of the closure of these banks. He advised depositors against illegal fund managers, often referred to as wonder banks or Ponzi schemes, offering high interest rates and profits that are too good to be true and may lead to devastating losses for many. The NDIC had earlier said that the deposits of directors and staff of defunct banks are excluded from its deposit insurance scheme. The exchange rate between the Naira and US dollar, according to the data released by the FMDQ Security Exchange, the official forex trading portal, showed that Naira opened at 775.15 Naira per dollar on Thursday, October 5, and closed at 775.20 Naira per dollar the same day. And that's it on a VOP Business Show on VOP TV. Thank you for staying with us. We would like for you to subscribe and engage with us on YouTube. It is Voice of the People TV, and on other social platforms at VOP TV Live. I'm Joy Adesua Iramusele. Many thanks for watching.